We live in a constant consuming world, and we don't stop. Like, we are only going. Like, we don't stop and try to ask ourselves, am I even going in the right direction? Or am I doing something right? Or am I doing something wrong that is holding me back? Or why am I even feeling this? These days, we don't ask this to ourselves. But like, we did not choose that. It is not our fault. Like, we were born into this. But however, if you acknowledge this fact, and you don't take action or you don't try to change your life into the better, it will be your fault. Like, I'm not gonna, nah, bro, like, it will be your fault if you don't try to attract the fuller experience in life. And you may ask why. Because our thoughts are forming our reality, is a perception of reality. Like, just example, when two people at the same coffee shop, surrounded by the same people, once is, I don't know, drinking his coffee while reading his newspaper, or I don't know, and the person next to him is overthinking, is thinking about his job, is thinking about that moment where his wife became so ignorant and became so talked back to him. It doesn't matter that they are in the same coffee shop, surrounded by the same people, doing the same thing. They have a complete different experience just because of their thoughts, because they allow it to control their life. The first one is just enjoying his coffee, like, it is living life. But the next one is full of bad, fearful, angry thoughts. It is full of it. And he wonders, why is he so anxious, and why is he so angry all the time, and why is not fulfilling, why life is not fulfilling anymore like it used to be. It is because of his thoughts. It is because he allowed his thinking to overcome this whole thing, to overcome his whole life. And like, our mind is programmed to do this, to try to protect us. But in this world, we don't need it anymore. The only time we need essentially thinking, don't confuse it with thoughts, like, I'll get there. But thinking is only valuable if you are at danger or you have to solve something that is really, really complicated. And yeah, let's take a look at thinking versus thoughts. Thoughts are something that when you ask yourself, like, how can I make money, or how can I improve my body? Once you asked it, a thought will pop in your mind. Like, example, go train, go train. That it is. And once you start, and look, this is so great because it is coming from a higher source. Like, it is coming from a higher source, that it is know that what's good for you. The quote I really like from this book, and the quote that I like from this book, don't believe everything you think. And the quote that I love from this book, don't believe everything you think, is that thinking creates, is thoughts create, thinking destroys. This is the whole concept of this video. Because thoughts are so great, man. Like, example, when you know something that is great, or you know that this thing might be great, it come to you from a higher source. It is not your thinking, it is something, it is from something that we can't even think of. That it is coming from that say, like, it was my. And this thing is really true. Like, when you example, just as I said, how can I lose fat? Don't eat as much, or whatever your mind starts giving you. Like, your mind starts giving you these answers, and it is so magical, like, it is so great. But once you start to attach thinking to it, like, why thinking cannot, why can't I lose weight? Oh, because my mom cooks this, or because I can't eat, because I can't afford it. Like, it is only excuses. It is only trying to protect you from being better, from helping yourself, from creating a fuller life. And the only way to stop this cycle is by not thinking. I know it sounds ridiculous because you don't you can't comprehend the thing that is that it is doing with your life. Thinking, when I implemented don't believe everything you think to my life, everything changed. Like, I am aware that I am someone who has insane amount of thoughts, insane amount of good thoughts, creational thoughts, but I'm suppressing it because of my thinking, because I think that, oh, this cannot work, because your mind cannot predict the future, only you can. And as I said, it is coming from a higher source. So you may trust it as well. And how you stop thinking, just as I said, why I said thoughts versus thinking, because thoughts will come and thinking will come too. Like, you don't have to worry, like, you can stop thinking all day long, you can minimize it, and it works just like quicksand. If you try to force your thoughts to not come, eventually they will come. Eventually they will come back, and they will back, and they will come back even stronger. So there's no reason for you to try to force them to stop, or to try, and it is not worth for you to try to stop completely your thoughts, because bro, they will come. Like, even if you try your best, they will come, and you have to accept it. Thoughts and thinking will come, but thoughts are so good. Thoughts are the good, are your friend, and thinking is your evil, your bad. Once you start detaching the two from each other, you will gain so much knowledge, and you will be more happier, because the state of ourselves, the basic state or the natural state of ourselves, is happiness, joy, and pleasure and fulfillment. And why can't you feel this all the time? It's because of your thinking. It is literally because of your thinking. It is because your mind always wanders. It's because you are always overthinking something. You are thinking either on about the past or the future. But what you don't notice is that you are giving up the present moment, and you don't live to the fullest because of your thinking. And just as I said, detach thoughts from thinking. Eliminate thinking as much as you can. And realize that if you don't do this, you are going to be a slave to your thinking for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, you will be anxious. The root cause of your suffering is your thinking. It is literally your thinking. And I know that it may sound absurd to you if you hear about this for the first time, but it is so true. It is so freaking true, man. Like, once you experience the non-thinking version of you, the bro, the bro who's only trying to live for the moment, and who's trying to experience the present moment. Like, what is gonna do to you that you are thinking about your girlfriend that broke up with you, or that moment where your friend said something bad in front of the class? Like, it does not matter. It does not matter. It does not. And it just makes you sad and anxious because you think about it, and it has no reason, and no reason. It has no reason. And just as I said, like, you can't cut out thinking from your life completely, but you can reduce it. by detaching or by not attaching thinking to your thoughts. Because, as I said, thinking creates, thoughts destroys. This whole experience, this whole present that you have right now, because of your thinking. And if you are willing to try it for even just one day, I guarantee if you do the things right, you are not attaching, or you're trying to focus on not attaching thought no bleh, bleh. You are not attaching thinking to your thoughts, you will be more happier. And this is not hard. Like, it can, like, this is just a habit too. In a short period of in a short period amount of time, after you've practiced it for 3 to 5 days, it becomes a habit, just as any other habit. And the habit right now for you is to not think. And it is not hard. Like, once you try it, and once you acknowledge it, and once you experience the fullness of life, the fullness of what's currently happening to you, that you are currently watching this video, and you are not thinking, you are free from thinking, it it will be magic, bro. Like, just please try it for a few days. Or I recommend to you, if you like this video, or if you like this whole topic of non-thinking, and you would like to know more and much more, I recommend you the book Don't Think Everything. I recommend you the book Don't Believe Everything You Think, and just try it out for a few days and tell me if it's not working. Just tell me, because I know it works. I know it works.